All right, what did Goalie Monkey send us?
Hey, boys. No escaping. Oh, too slow.
Yeah, you want in there, buddy? Yeah, you want in there? Ooh, hoo, hoo, hoo. My goodness. Ted, buddy, get out of there. Oh my goodness. Look at these bad boys. Hey, Ted, you like those? You like those, buddy?
All right, so I'm going to take these out for a spin, just myself and my lower body. And then I will do the full breakdown, comparing them to a pair of Hyperlites. Now, again, like I said, these pads are a medium. I typically wear a large. Actually, my last set of pro pads were custom sizing because I was able to use NHL sizing. So I'm going to do that, put them on, see how they feel, a little bit small. First things that I noticed, though, before I even turn it on is one, love this. Much improved with the toe laces. You get the hybrid bungee and you get the lace. So I love that. Definitely compared to the classic bungee setup, as well as it's a stiffer pad where it needs to be stiff, and then it's flexy where it needs to be flexy. Now, I don't have the widest butterfly, so I needed to have a break or more bend in the thigh rise. The one thing that's different from what I like, and you compare it to what would be like a mock pad, was I personally did not like a flexible boot. It's just, I found that my rebounds would be kicked out to the slot. So the Flylite pad would not be, Flylite stock pad wouldn't be for me. Now, the biggest thing that the Flylite pad and all the new Bauer pads is the customization. One of the biggest complaints that everyone had was you couldn't customize your flex as much as you could with other brands, but Bauer changed that. And now if you go on the Goalie Monkey customizer, the Bauer customizer, you can go in, you can change it, you can tweak and make your pads exactly as you want them to be. All the customization, all the sizing, and the digiprint, so that you get your perfect pair of pads, which again, now that Bauer has the capability of doing that to retail. They've always had that capability, but it usually was reserved for pro. Now it's available for retail. They, in my mind, are going to continue to dominate the market because of just that customization quality.
Definitely. Now, obviously, pads are a little small, only by like maybe an inch or two. But blocker, Bauer just makes the best blockers. So I got to look at some of the details and the difference. I do like how there's a little bit more flex in this blocker, allowing for a little bit more wrist rotation. Ooh, I like these. I like these a lot. They definitely slide much better than I thought they would. Sometimes you're not sure about like new pads, but like fresh out of the box, these slide great. Now again, a little small. And for me, with having a stiffer boot, it sits a little bit higher up into my thigh rise. So that's definitely what I'm most used to. This is my first time wearing the toe locks. Like this, the special bungees they have. Ooh, I get a good bump. Yeah, I like these. You can definitely get a really good bump off them. I want to play around a little bit because it's just slightly different than a skate lace. Now, because I'm out here with all my friends, I'm not going to be able to take shots on them. That's okay, especially since I'm giving these away. I want it to be as fresh as possible, even though there's going to be a few puck marks, and some of my goalies are going to use it, but whatever.
How do they feel?
Good.
You should have went with the gloves.
They feel different, but they feel good.
Yeah, because you're wearing Brian's, and now you're being a smart goalie and wearing Bauer, and you dropped your water bottle. Go move around.
All right, got off the ice after testing the Flylite pads. I have them here. I also have a Hyperlite small. That way we can just kind of talk about some of the differences, show you the things that I like, anything that I would change or suggest. I've already talked to Bauer about some of the things that I would tweak in the next version, but let's kind of go over them. What's new, what's different, what can you expect? First thing I noticed was the slide. When I first got out there, I was really impressed with how well they slide, especially on sticky, humid ice. Bauer has updated their skin. It's a COR or Core Tech. It allows for better sliding surface. And I know all different brands are coming out with their version of ways to enhance the slide. Definitely noticeable compared to the Hyperlite version of the pad. Another thing too is it has the StabiliFlex block, which is a little bit more improved compared to the Hyperlite 2. This does allow for a lot more, let's just say like a reflexive recovery. So for goalies that, you know, not that we classify goalies as hybrid anymore, but for goalies that play a slightly more athletic style, this just gives a tad bit more control. Bauer has a rebound boost control core. Again, and with that, it is lighter than the Hyperlite 2s. I don't know how they keep making these pads lighter, but they do. Incredibly light, especially, I mean, obviously these were a tad small for me, but crazy light. And when I think about some of the pads that I used to wear even not too long ago, it's actually night and day difference. And even if I hold these two pads, this is an inch smaller. Flylite still feels lighter than a smaller Hyperlite 2. Flylites have improved strapping, so they have this slide tune fit strap, or people have been calling it kind of a Y strap. I wasn't really sure what to think about it when I first put it on, because it's way different than what I had in my custom pads. My custom pads were super simple. I really liked it. I felt it gave a lot of control, similar to the way that like the Professor strap gives you control. So definitely a big fan of that. Now, when it comes to the customization, Bauer is now fully customizable in all aspects, bringing them completely on par, in my opinion, better than all the other brands. But now, instead of just small, medium, large, now you can go +1, +0.5. You can change up the strapping. So if you're like me, and I don't like a flexible boot, I like a stiff boot. But I wasn't flexible enough to have a straight up and down thigh rise. Now you can get a stiff boot and you can get a custom thigh rise that's maybe a little bit either stiffer or have a little bit more curve in it. So now you have all those options, which is great because now goalies can get exactly what they want on top of the Digiprint and all that. You can customize the strapping, you can customize everything that you want, making sure that the pad is the best pad for you and it plays as well as you want to. When it comes to the shape, it has let me check my notes, a curved composite reinforced thigh. So again, it's just improved in the thigh, meaning your rebounds are gonna come off hot. Also, it's not gonna break down as fast, meaning if you're someone that doesn't go through a pair of pads a year, it's gonna last you a lot longer than a traditional set. It also has an adjustable knee block, meaning that you are able to tweak it and adjust it exactly as you see fit so that your knee's landing in the best spot. So comparing these two pads, what's the difference? Well, when sizing is equal, Flylite is going to be lighter. The Flylite is going to slide a little bit more smooth, so it's an upgraded sliding experience. When it comes to stability, it's going to have updated thigh structure as well as the ability to customize it exactly as you see fit. The rebounds tend to be a little bit more controlled. It still has that same pop, but now it gives you that ability to kind of control them a little bit more, rather than in the previous, in Hyperlite 2, sometimes the rebounds, they would still come off crazy hot, but they didn't go exactly where you wanted them to. Now Bauer has addressed that, and they've put these rebounds, created in a way that the rebounds go exactly where you want. When it comes to the Flylite, like I said before, if you're a really like athletic, like the Bobrovskys, the Vasilevskys, those type of goalies, the Flylite pad is most likely the pad for you. That way, it's just a little bit more control. You can control your rebounds. It's a bit more fine-tuned to your body, less than a classic like blocking. I say that in quotes, a blocking style pad. If you know my thoughts on blocking versus hybrid and stuff, again, it's all comes down to personal preference, but this is definitely geared a little bit more to the athletic style goalie. Now, for myself, I would have taken I like everything here, and then I stiffen up the boot so that it's not at like a little bit of a 90 degree, it's more of a 60 degree. And for me, that gives me the perfect mix between the two. So that's how I would customize it. If Bauer is gonna let me order a custom set of Flylites, wink, wink, Bauer, send me a custom set. But finally, these are easily the lightest Bauer pads that they have on the market. So for all goalies, but especially young goalies who, it's just easier. The lighter it is, the better you're going to move, the more efficiently you're gonna move, the less energy you're gonna move, the less forces are gonna go through your hips and joints when you're making saves. So definitely when it comes to being one of the lightest pads on the market, if not the lightest pad in the market, definitely go with the Flylite. When it comes to the glove, you get all the customization options. You can go to double T, single T, laces, skate lace. Another thing, it has this curved cuff. So anytime that you don't catch it in your pocket, the cuff has been reinforced so it protects the wrist much better. The composite cuff also offers like increased protection against like cracking, breaking, especially at cold temperatures. A lot of gloves, they'll break down, the plastic will crack over time just due to being at cold rinks. Bauer has improved that, and the durability is through the roof. And the curve, which is a trademarked thing from Bauer, it also has reinforced in the palm, so you're getting less stingers anytime that you don't catch it in the pocket, which is a huge improvement, especially for young goalies that are going out and skating with older goalies, or even just older goalies that are facing really fast shots. But I see it with my goalies. They'll come out, maybe they'll have like, there'll be a 12-year-old with a 16-year-old shooting on them, they hit in the palm, and automatically they're shaking. So that curve technology has reinforced that protection. And then just the customization. Like if you go to the Bauer or Goalie Monkey customizer, you can go in and you can make the glove fit perfect, the strapping, everything that you need so the glove it becomes a second part of your body. You can do it now in Bauer, and get some digiprint too. Be creative. Enough with this boring white gear. This is demo stuff, so they get a little bit of a pass, but come on, goalies. If you're going for something custom, get creative, have some fun with it. Blocker time. So if you followed me on any of my social media, my YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, podcast, all that stuff, you know that I have one rule for my goalie when it comes to equipment. You must wear the Bauer blocker. Now again, if you want to use a different brand for pads, that's completely up to you. The Bauer blocker is a non-negotiable. Why? Well, because it has the best pop, meaning your rebounds just fly away, and it maintains that pop throughout its entire duration. I have guys that are using 2 or 3 year old Bauer blockers from like the Hyperlite 1 versions, or even like myself, who I have like a Vapor from 2019, and it still has the same pop from the day that I've got it. Bauer has also updated it. They're using that same core, that patented core technology, meaning that pop is gonna stay longer and it's gonna keep coming off hot again throughout the entire duration of the blocker. Bauer also has an improved sidewall coverage here. So depending on if you get the Vapor line or the Supreme line, you can tweak, you can modify, you can make sure that that protection one is the best, meaning that you're not getting anything sliding up your wrist, or up your hand and up your wrist and your hand, I should say. And the ability to tweak and customize. One thing I do like here is this finger protection is Velcro. So you can have more or less of it, giving you more control on the stick. Again, another preference, another customizable thing. Again, Bauer kind of doing what Bauer does and making top quality gear. And now they're fully customizable and everything, so that there's really no excuse for you to not to get gear that feels and plays the best. So that's the Flylite gear. Thanks once again to Goalie Monkey for sending this. And one lucky member of the EGM Labs app is going to be winning this gear at the end of June. If you want to sign up to the app, not only are you getting easily the best goalie training app, it's everything I've ever done and continue to do all in one spot. I created it so that goalies that can't train with me in person are able to get all my coaching from no matter where they are at any time in the back of their pocket. We do giveaways. We do cool things. Goalie Monkey sends stuff, we get to use it. Other companies send stuff, we get to use it. But once again, thank you to Goalie Monkey for saying this. Bauer, you've outdid yourself once again with new pads each year. It's better and better and better. I don't know how you're going to improve upon this, but whatever, when the Flylite 2s come out, I'm sure you're going to find a way to make it that much better. Thank you everyone for watching. I recommend checking out whatever videos up here. The smart algorithm experts at YouTube are suggesting it, meaning you're going to get some value out of it. Go give it a watch, and I'll see you all in the next video.